What's going on YouTube? It's Brazen back here with another video for you guys. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys want to hit a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new here, and leave a comment letting me know you subscribe so I can welcome you to the family. And that being said, cue intro. What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Madden 20 video for you guys. Here today we got a couple big updates for Madden going on. So first thing is this golden ticket promo that's gonna start next week. So the way it's gonna work this year is it's gonna be limited time ultimate challenges that will be available for 1 hour. It says the dates and times of the ultimate challenges are below. So it says Tuesday, March 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which would be 6 p.m. for me on Tuesday. And then Friday, March 13th at 10 p.m. Eastern time, which would be 7 p.m. for me as well. And it says each day we will be giving out 5 golden ticket collectibles on Xbox and 5 on PS4. So there will be a total of 20 golden tickets. So the way it says that the golden tickets will be is 3-minute full game challenges. You'll either get a golden ticket or you'll get a coin quick sell. I'm assuming you'll only be able to do the challenge once. It won't be replayable. And basically people are going to be able to choose which golden tickets they want. So these teams will monitor them, and then they said all players will receive them by Monday, March 16th, and then email them, and basically you get to create your golden ticket. So it's pretty cool. And I do have another page open right here with the picture to show you guys some of the stats. So for instance, some of the players or whoever you choose, you can only choose certain things to go ahead and upgrade. So for instance, Michael Vick, it says Field General, Strong Arm, Improviser, and Scrambler, QB Ability Bucket. So I don't think you're going to get ones that are kind of outside his range. It does say that the golden ticket players will receive a 4th ability slot, but they still need to hit threshold. So for instance, you can have Tom Brady, but you can't get the speed requirement for Escape Artist because the physical ratings will still be handled by the MUT team. So you can choose 3 skill ratings. So for instance, on Tom Brady, you can't choose speed, agility, and acceleration as the ones you want to boost, but you could choose short accuracy, or let's say deep accuracy, throw power, and throw on the run, or something like that, because those are all skill ratings. Those aren't the physical. So, and I'll kind of go over that in game after this. I'll go show you guys some cards and kind of go over what I think will be stopped. And then golden ticket players are not LTD, which is also very interesting. So they'll be in the packs for the remainder of the year, with the increased opportunity to pull them from the packs the first 48 hours. So, and then they also have a right to reserve, the reserves the right to refuse any golden ticket player. So for instance, if I can't even like really think of it, but I guess if they didn't want let's say Vita Vea halfback, which I see that people are saying, or on the side right here, or I don't know, whoever the case is, like a lineman at free safety or something, apparently those players aren't going to be able to do that, or they're at least able to refuse it at the very least, which I definitely think we'll get like someone to choose a Michael Vick, probably a Calvin Johnson free safety, and some other cards. But it's very interesting that you will be able to grab them for the rest of the year. So if they're going to choose the winner on the 16th, or like they're going to make sure it's all organized by the 16th, I'm assuming it's going to take like 1 to 2 weeks to put the cards all together, depending on how they do it. And then from there, they'll be in the packs for the rest of the year. So that's really cool, because I think it'll be really cool to get golden players or golden tickets for the rest of the year. That being said, I'm going to hop over to Madden 20 and kind of give you guys some rundowns of what I think will happen and everything like that. So I'll see you guys when we get over there. All right, so now that we are over here, I want to go ahead and show you exactly what I mean by the physical stats, kind of go over who I think might get some cards and things like that, and why they would even refuse somebody, because you can't choose their physical stats like they said. So for instance, let's go ahead and I guess let's just choose Vic because he's right here. And we're just going to want to compare him so that way we can look at the back of the card pretty easily. So you're not going to be able to boost his physical stats. So what do physical stats mean? Strength, agility, speed, acceleration, catching, and awareness are also in like the general stats. I don't know if they would count those as physical stats. They might not let you choose the catching, which wouldn't really matter. Like if you have a receiver, for instance, they're probably gonna have like 95 catching anyways. I don't see them really messing with that too much. But physical stats are like basically like those. Jumping is pretty physical stat as well. Elusiveness, ball carrier vision, stiff arm, spin moves, juke moves, all of those should be fine to be able to be upgraded. That just really means, because those are like jukes, those aren't necessarily just physical abilities. Everything on the defensive side, like that, should be good as well. Stamina and injury, they'll probably consider those physical as well, which I don't know who would waste one of their 3 boost on those. But for instance, they're going to want you to make good cards. They're just not going to let us make cards that are going to be really, really good. So I'm going to go search up the Vita Via. I believe we already have a Vita Via card, just so I can kind of explain with that. I guess one of my power-ups sold, but just so I can explain with that how much, leeway we're probably going to have on the card and things like that. I am interested to see what people are going to be able to do with those cards, because obviously they're not going to want to use just the base cards. People aren't going to want just an Eric Dickerson and things like that. I'm assuming Mike Vick, Lamar Jackson, people might want to use those cards. So I think it's a halfback, and then we'll type in Vita, and that should be good enough to go ahead and find it for us. VITA, and that should be good enough right here. So apparently he has a power-up. Vita Via has a halfback power, but he doesn't have the other card in here, unfortunately. But for instance, on Vita Via, you're not going to be able to make him a 90. You're not going to be able to say, let's boost his speed, acceleration, and agility. So you might get a Vita Via running back as a choice, but they still might only give you 87 speed, and then you're going to have 99 trucking, 99 break tackle, which I probably wouldn't waste it on the stats that are already good on the card. So I'm going to go back to my team and kind of go over some players and kind of explain what I would do. I wouldn't waste it on the players or the stats that people already have really good on the card, if that makes sense. So for instance, it's kind of hard to say like on Michael Vick, because he's pretty much good at everything. I guess let's go to the defense maybe, and let's work on that. So for instance, let's just use someone like TJ Watt. It doesn't really matter who we use as the opinion. And then we're going to go to the back of the card so we can see that as well. So for instance, on TJ Watt, we see his stats right here. His strength is low, which would be a physical stat. His power move is low. So for instance, let's say we wanted a TJ Watt card. I probably wouldn't go ahead and boost his finesse move. We can see it's already at 99. It wouldn't really make sense, right, to use that as a boost. What you're going to want to do, and this could be useful, I guess, if any of you guys that are watching this do end up winning the golden ticket. Hopefully some of us do win that, me or some of you guys watching this. But what I would do on TJ Watt, if I'm trying to make a really, really good card, is maybe his power move. It depends on how much like hands-on they're going to let you get. Do they show you the stats at the base and then tell you, okay, what do you want to upgrade now? But power move on TJ Watt has been low all year, so that might be something you want to boost up, so that way it's 92, makes him a really, really good card. I would probably do something like zone and man coverage are also good options on like a pass rusher. So like on a TJ Watt, Lawrence Taylor's, players that don't really have good at zone and man coverage. Make it so that TJ gets like an 85 zone if you could, or whatever they're going to boost it to. But it would be super beneficial because he's already a great pass rusher. So why boost his pass rush when you can boost something like his zone coverage and just make him a really, really good card at pretty much everything. Something like hit power as well. So maybe on a corner or a safety that doesn't have a high hit power, which both my safeties, I believe, have pretty high hit power. I can go ahead and check it out. So I probably don't need to boost them. For instance, tackling, if that doesn't count as a physical trait, maybe get that up, like if you choose a Minka, which obviously I'm assuming that people aren't going to choose Minka Fitzpatrick. I'm just using him as an example because I do have him on my team. But this Minka Fitzpatrick, you go ahead and boost his tackling because that's something that's in the 70s even when I have it boosted. So it's a pretty low stat. There's no reason to boost something like zone and man for him because he already has those over 90. You can go ahead and do that. Maybe go ahead and do something like even juke and spins if you want him to get better at that, or block shed, boost his block shed. So now you have a Minka Fitzpatrick that also has maybe 80 block shed as a free safety and super beneficial at stopping the run on top of it. I would like to see out of position players. I don't know how much they're going to do on that. My favorite player of all time in Madden history is the golden ticket Brian Finneran. I believe it was Madden 25. I never got the golden ticket, but I had his lower version of the Brian Finneran. And then I had the lower version. That was back when they had stats going in the hundreds. So I believe it had like a 103 Randy Moss, but he had like a 110 version or something like that. I forget the exact stats, but Brian Finneran was just a monster of a receiver. He was like 6'7", but I don't know if they have the rights to him anymore. So unfortunately, I don't know if we will be able to get him. I hope that would be the case, but I doubt that would be. But it's going to be really interesting to see what people choose. For myself, I would like to think I would choose someone that's a Steelers theme, but also I would like to choose someone that's maybe out of position, like a Walter Payton quarterback would be really cool. I'm trying to think who else was some of my favorite out of position players. Calvin Johnson, free safety, is always a good one. It would be really cool to do that. Maybe go ahead and move someone to the other side of the ball. But that being said, definitely let me know what you guys think about the golden tickets. I really like the way they do it now, or the way they're going to do it this year. Don't go back to the way where you just drop random golden tickets LTD and 4 people have them, because the whole point is if you make really fun cards, everyone wants to use the fun cards. So I understand that some cards should be more expensive based on how it is to get them, like a Patrick Mahomes MVP or Night Train Lane. If they're harder to get, they should be more expensive. But something like these LTD cards, sure, maybe some of the golden tickets are going to be like a little bit more expensive depending on how good they are. But at the end of the day, you don't have to have a golden ticket Lamar Jackson to be good. You could use this Michael Vick that I have and be perfectly fine. So I would like to see them put cards that are actually going to be really, really fun to use. Like, don't just give me base cards. Give me Walter Payton QBs, Vita halfbacks, like JJ Watt tight ends. That would be really interesting to see, because then people have these cool players out of position. It just makes for good gameplay, in my opinion. Like I said, drop down below who you guys would like to see. If you guys are looking forward to this promo, anything like that. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe, turn on that post notification bell. And as always, I will see you guys next time.